welcome to episode 2 of the Introducing Flamenco series. In this video we're going to continue on with Soleá, which we did in the previous episode of this course, and we're going to look at a new phrase within the 12-beat Compás. So let's get started. We're going to take a look at a section of a Soleá which is known as the Escobilla. And this is one of the big dance sections of a Soleá dance, and it revolves around the 12-beat Compás that we looked at in the previous video. It revolves around two chords. First, an F major 7 and a C major. So let's break down these chords first and then apply it to the 12-beat Compás. For the F major 7, we need 3 fingers. We need our ring finger on the 3rd fret of the D string for this note. Then we need the middle finger on the 2nd fret of G for this note, and then pointer finger 1st fret on B for this note. And usually we play it as a 4-string chord, so it looks and sounds like this. That is our F major 7. Next we have a C major chord, and coming out of the F major 7, you'll notice that it's the same shape. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to leave my pointer finger on the 1st fret of B. But my middle and ring are going to move towards me 1 string each, but you see that they stay in the same shape and the same pattern. So now my ring finger is 3rd fret on the A string. That's our C note right there. And then middle finger, 2nd fret on D for this note. And this is our C major chord. To end the phrase, I'm going to include one more chord. We're going to do this version of an E major chord, very typical in flamenco music, that's only held by 2 fingers. Our middle finger, 2nd fret on D, and pointer finger, 1st fret on G. And we like to think of this as well as a 4-string chord. So from the D string down, D, G, B, E, that's our 2-finger E major chord. To play the main section of this Escobilla, we're going to use a technique known as the Indice Rasgueado. And I'm going to put a card up here for you, which is a link to one of my videos that covers this technique, as well as put it into a different musical example. So I'm very briefly going to go over it in this video. What we're going to do is we're going to take our index finger on our strumming hand, we're going to curl it into our thumb like this. And what I want you to think of is flicking away from you, nice and easy. We don't need to build too much tension with this, just enough to get the finger to flick away from you. And that is how we're going to do a down strum. So if you take your thumb and place it on the 6th string and get into your position here, to do a down strum, you just flick away from you like this. And then to go up, you reverse the movement and tuck back into your original position. So we're going to start on that F major 7 chord. And this will take up the first 3 beats of our 12-beat Compás. So here we have 1 and 2 and 3 and, or down, up, down, up, down, up. One more time on the F major 7. We have 1 and 2 and 3 and, one more time. Down, up, down, up, down, up. From here, we switch to our C major for beats 4, 5, and 6, and we do the same thing. 4 and 5 and 6 and. One more time on the C. 4 and 5 and 6 and. For beats 7, 8, and 9, we go back to the F major 7, do the same thing as before. 7, 8, and 9 and. One more time. 7, 8, and 9 and. For beats 10, 11, 12, to close this phrase, we're going to go to that 2-finger version of the E chord, and we're going to have a little finger pick section here that sounds like 10, 11, 12, and. So what am I doing here? Well, all we have to do is hold that chord shape, and our picking hand does the work for us. So first I have a thumb stroke on the 6th string, the open 6th string. Then the pointer finger will pick the 1st string. So we have 10 and, beats 10 and, sometimes we call it 10 E, Next, we're going to take our thumb, go to the D string for 11 and 12. So we have 11, 12, and. So here we just go D, G, B, and E string. For the final stroke on the E string, I like to use my pointer finger again. So we have thumb, index, thumb, 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 index. Or 10, 11, 12, and then we go back into our next compás. So let's try the whole thing really slow. It'll sound like this. Starting on the F major 7, we have 1 and 2 and 3 and C chord 4 and 5 and 6 and F7, 8 and 9 and E chord 10, 11, 12 and C chord, F chord, E chord. Okay, and that is a typical Escobilla phrase that you will hear in a Solea. That's all I'll give you in this video. Stay tuned for the next episode where we will look at tangos, where we will take a break from the 12-beat compás and look at a new interesting style of flamenco. And I'll see you there. Hasta luego.